This is Robert Ducky. What's your 1020? Over.
Check in.
We got us a convoy. Over.
Space Pope Reptilian.
That's right. Checking in with the Canary Cry truckers, baby. Been a while. This story is coming from CalgaryHerald.com. And the headline is Freedom Convoy to protest Pope's apology in I don't know how to say this. Meskwaki? Meskwaki. One of those. Alberta.
Do you want to hear how the speech does it? Let's see.
I would love that.
I don't know if you can hear it. Oh.
I cannot hear it.
Whoa. I think did you step on it?
No, I can't hear it.
Masquasis.
Okay,
that's what
sure. Why not?
Sure.
Pope Francis is en route to Canada to embark on what he describes as a penitential trip aimed at reconciliation with Indigenous people for the Catholic Church's role in residential schools. The Pope told reporters on a plane set to land in Edmonton later today that the 6-day visit must be handled with care. The pontiff is also set to travel to Quebec City and Iqaluit. While in Alberta, the Pope is scheduled to visit the former Erminiskin Indian residential school in the community of Meskwakis. That is where he is expected to make an apology to Indigenous peoples for abuses they have suffered. In a statement released by the chiefs of Meskwakis, Freedom Convoy demonstrators are planning to protest the Pope's apology. Quote, please stay home or find a place to protest that is not in our territory, the statement said. Quote, your agendas do not have a place at these events, and we wish that you respect our territories, our community, and our other First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples' opportunity for healing. An estimated 150,000 Indigenous children were forced to attend residential schools in Canada, where neglect and physical and sexual abuse were rampant. More than 60% of the schools were run by the Catholic Church. Treaty 6 Grand Chief George Arkin Jr. said survivors had been carrying unimaginable trauma for many generations. That generational trauma thing. The Pope's acknowledgement of their pain is a crucial step, he said. Quote, this is an important historical moment for survivors of the residential school system and the harm caused by the Catholic Church, Arkin Jr. said last week. On April 1st, after meetings over several days with First Nations, Inuit, Métis groups at the Vatican, Francis apologized for the deplorable conduct of church members involved in residential schools and promised to visit Canada. Indigenous delegates had told the Pope they wanted an apology on Canadian soil. First Nations leaders in Alberta said they expect the Pope's presence to open old wounds for Indigenous people, and mental health counselors will be at the sites. But they also hope the visit will be a step toward reconciliation. Quote, we are here with you and we are supporting you, Louis Bull Tribe Chief Desmond Bull told survivors last week. The Erminiskin School south of Edmonton was one of the largest of the institutions in Canada. Organizers of the papal visit have said they expect about 15,000 people will be at Meskwakis to see the 85-year-old pontiff. Later Monday, Francis is to meet parishioners of an inner-city church. Okay, we got his whole schedule here. Where's the give me some info on the truckers, man. Trudeau's going to be there. The visit is set to finish Friday. Organizers have said that due to Pope's age and physical limitations, he will take part in public events for about an hour. Shortly after departing from Rome, the Pope used a cane to help him move around the airplane as he greeted individual reporters. Quote, I believe I can make it, he joked. Thousands have traveled from different parts of the country to take part in the events. Mabel Brown, a 77-year-old residential school survivor, journeyed to Edmonton from Inuvik to hear the Pope apologize and find forgiveness and healing with other survivors. She hopes it's an opportunity to move forward in a good way. Quote, this is a very important time in history, she said. Better things are yet to come. The Indian Residential Schools Resolution Health Support Program, and then it gives a number at the end. couple things. Number one, did not know that this residential school thing was so recent that a 77-year-old would have been in the schools. That is entirely too recent for such horrific things. But not a whole lot about the truckers. Why are the truckers even going there?
Because the Christian nationalists in America are equivalent to the Freedom Convoy in Canada. They're bad people who are insensitive to the history of the land.
Yeah, they get called out. Their agenda gets called out. Like at the top of the article.
The top of the
but
article.
We don't know what that agenda is.
Your agenda, which is take over the world.
You just are sort of left to assume, which is your Christian nationalist, anti-vax thing isn't welcome here. But what does that have to do with the Pope? There's a lot more to look into here.
Yeah, I don't know. That is the question. What is being left out of this conversation, Calgary Herald?
Did you read any other articles about this?
No.
Okay. Let me see what I can find.
Oh, you're going to do it now. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to just not do our due diligence here.
Sure.
It is impossible to search anything about the truckers, the freedom protesters, freedom truckers, what are they called? Freedom Convoy. That doesn't pull up stories from a long time ago.
The January
February
stuff.
or March.
Yeah, January, February stuff. You know what's interesting is I was looking because it was all over my Twitter timeline because I think the actual thing with the Pope coming out and talking happened earlier today. So it was in my Twitter sort of timeline thing. Now it's gone, and now all I'm being shown is Revelation is trending.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I can't find it. I'm looking for it.
Okay, I found something on Musquasis to Freedom Convoy protesters. Okay, this is going to be like the same statement, I imagine. Because let's see, if I had to guess from our perspective, I would say that the Freedom Convoy would be going there specifically to protest the Pope for being the Pope, being the representative of the
all
horrible
the things.
Residential schools thing.
Yeah, that and maybe other things, but that too.
Of course, other things, which I think sounds like these schools were a big part of. Yeah. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, I'm looking for some Freedom Convoy stuff here in Ontario. They're all I'm looking at some footage of some people coming out at Vaughan Mills, Ontario. Freedom Convoy did not occupy Ottawa to illegally overthrow Trudeau. Okay, blah blah blah. What about the Pope?
Yeah,
where's this Pope thing?
This global.
Here we go. Here's globalnews.ca. I see that.
That's the one I just read. The Global News one does not have any additional information. It just has the statement about we don't want you here.
Right.
And then it goes into, at the beginning of 2022, the protests against COVID-19 restrictions and the Liberal government swarmed downtown Ottawa. So there has yet to be. We might need to go to the Freedom Convoy website or something.
I was kind of poking around there too, but I didn't really see much there either. Government funding media. Okay.
Here's the interesting thing. We do need to find something. Somebody from the protesters should say on a website or a social site or something, yo, we're going to protest the Pope because he's a bad man, or something like that. Because if they do not have any official things, there is an interesting propagandistic tool here that you could use, which is just to say that they're planning on coming. Or you don't even have to say that. You don't even have to lie. You can just come out and say, Freedom Convoy, we don't want you here.
Right.
And you can just say it whenever you want, even if they're not planning to be there or not. Now, I don't have any reason to doubt that they would want to be there. However,
there doesn't seem to be any public statement made by the Freedom Convoy that would suggest
evidence.
Here's a National Post. Alberta's first national chief. This is calgary.citynews.ca. Let me see if I can pull this up. Sorry, it's taking a moment to load. There's a lot of stress on the interweb thing here. CalgaryNews.citynews.ca. Please stay home. Alberta First Nations chief urged protesters to avoid Pope. Okay.
Same thing.
On the request of Freedom Convoy. On behalf of our community, we request that Freedom Convoy protesters planning to attend the apology to please stay home. Yeah, it's the same thing.
If any of the Canary Cry truckers out there know anything about this, let us know. I cannot even find like an official Freedom Convoy website.
Yeah, there's no source there. It doesn't help. Let me see.
I know they had a pretty active Instagram page.
National Post.
I would be surprised if that Instagram page is still alive, but let's find out. Yeah, sorry to like go all
research,
freewheeling,
live research.
It's just weird, man. You would think that they would mention it. Okay. Freedom Convoy plan to protest Pope's apology. Here we go. Okay. I'm at RMO Today, Rocky Mountain Outlook Today.com. Did you see this one?
No, I'm looking at National Post. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, it's the same thing. On behalf of our community, we request that the Freedom Convoy protesters planning to attend get out of here. The attempts from the Freedom Convoy demonstration to try to take over First Nations initiatives distracts from the important events. Then it says all the same things, but there's not a single source or comment about why they would be doing this in the first place.
Very interesting. It's almost like somebody whispered into the chief's ear.
Hey, somebody's mentioned it.
They're planning to.
We need you to make a statement.
They're gonna come if you don't say something. And then he freaked out and said something, and then all the news outlets picked it up because I don't know, they needed clicks. I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, weird, it's just kind of like the Pope coming to apologize isn't a big enough thing. You need the statement about the convoy to. I don't know. Very strange.
Poco Joyo in the chat says, as a Canadian canary, I follow the truckers closely, and I'm not buying this. Haven't heard anything.
Yeah, so there you go.
They say
people tracking the issues aren't hearing anything either. So
yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it really is like this narrative building exercise.
Yeah.
Of, we need to make sure everybody knows that the truckers are racist.
Right.
And they want to take all the attention away from this healing moment from the First Nations people. So go ahead and tell the First Nations people that the truckers are coming for them and have them make a statement. Yeah, that is interesting. It's weird. I can't find anything. Yeah. All right. Well, if anybody knows anything, email us, canarycryradio.com/support.